The following footage is certified PG. Pretty great.
I don't know why I love that so much.
It reminds me of an old Superman episode or something from like the 60s, 50s.
It does. Like, it just reminds me. It's like, hey, there it is. So, welcome everybody to Breakfast Takes. My name is Ed, also known as the Deadhead. With me, I got my good friend, Mr. Donnie Wise, the mayor. How are you today, my friend?
Doing good this morning. Doing good.
It's too early for me today. I'm not even going to lie.
I know. We were just talking about it. It's like, oh, man, it's early. It's cold. It's been nasty this weekend a little bit. And
Right.
neither of us really got snow. It was more rain. But when it's cold and rain, it's just like, ugh.
Oh, it's gross out here. You know what I mean? Just like yesterday was like so gross. It was like cloudy, cold, raining, and it was like slushing. And I was like, I'm not in the mood.
Yeah.
I'm not going anywhere. I'm staying put right here, baby.
We went to a couple of grocery stores. You're in and out of the store. You're getting wet. You're getting cold. It's like, let's go get a couple things and get hunkered back down for the week. Start prepping some meals for the week.
Right. I didn't do that yesterday. And the reason for that is because I got injured. I injured my back yesterday. Not yesterday, I'm sorry, Friday morning. I was at the gym. And see, it always happens with like low weights, not with something crazy. 20-pound dumbbells, dude. 20-pound dumbbells.
Yep.
So as soon as I felt it, because like I was doing some lats and everything, as soon as I felt it, I felt a pop in my middle back. I was like, oh, there it is. I'm gone. Done for the week. And so obviously what I ended up doing, I went to the chiropractor that I know. Thankfully, I'm on text message basis. You know what I mean?
You go.
So I can go ahead and be like, all right, listen, dude, I need some help, bro.
Yeah.
And so went and took care of it, man. But man, it was not fun, though. I'll tell you that. Not fun at all.
I need to get to the chiropractor again. It's been a while since I've been, but my neck and everything, it's like, man, I just can't get it the tension out of it or something.
Right.
Can't get a good crack to it.
Oh, dude, this dude, he does like a good job, like from the neck down.
Oh yeah, I've always loved lay down, and all of a sudden it's like from the middle of your back up through the top of your neck. It's like a zipper.
Dude, it was the best thing. And then he adjusted. I have a bad shoulder as well, so he adjusted my shoulder as well, and it helped. It helped a lot. I needed it too, man, because whoo, baby, you know what I mean?
Yeah, my shoulders are getting bad. I've got to get back to some kind of movement with them. I haven't done in a while because I was having a problem with my left shoulder where I couldn't even hardly raise my arm out to the side above my head. Just that lateral thing. And then like this morning when I went to get up, I go to turn over and in both shoulders, it's like just crumpling newspaper. It's like,
I know exactly how you feel, my friend.
Oh, the woes of getting old. And you're not even close to being as old as I am, so I don't hear it.
I mean, I'm only 44, right? But dude, it was just like, come on, bro. I cannot, because like, so here's the thing. Yeah. So he cracked my back and everything. He adjusted my back. He was like, hey, you're going to be sore for a while. So just so you know, it's like, it's going to happen. I was like, I get it. I know. You know what I mean? So here's what I'm going to do. It's like, I'm just going to go to because I got a buddy of mine who invited me to a hockey game. The Carolina.
Oh, yeah, you rubbed it in, but go ahead.
I did. And I'm going to. We're going to talk about it. So I was like, dude, I was like, nope, I'm going because it was guys' night. You know what I mean? I haven't had the guys' night in a while. So I was like, I'm gonna go. So we ended up going. We went to sushi first. You ever had gas station sushi?
No, I've had sushi one time on a cruise. Maybe I've had it one other time, but the first time I ever really had it was on a cruise that we went on a year and a half ago.
So there's this. This is only here in the South. It only happens here in the South. That's all I can say about that, right? And so what ended up happening is we went to there's this gas station. It's actually a restaurant, right? It's just attached to the gas station, and there's an entrance through the gas station.
Okay,
but I'm gonna tell you this, dude. It's one of the best sushi you've ever had.
Wow. Because I've heard tales of gas don't get the gas station sushi, but I guess it depends on if it's actually just sitting over there in a cooler at the gas station or what you're talking about.
This is not a cooler thing. This is an actual these are actual people that own the place, making the sushi and in it, dude. And I'll tell you this, Man, listen, it
Mm,
was so good. It was so good. And I'm not a person that I don't like fish a lot. Okay, so I can't. I don't. The smell, the taste of it.
right.
Sometimes especially tuna, I can't do it. So but I did it, and let me tell you, well worth it.
Yep.
Okay, and so we went to the hockey game. We weren't expecting anything. Obviously, as you already know, the Florida Panthers are the Carolina Hurricanes. Like that's their rival. You know what I
Yep.
mean?
Yep.
And so I'm gonna tell you this: it was electric.
I mean, yeah, when you get the kind of scoring that you got, it gets contagious when it starts happening.
I don't know what happened, but like, dude, the Panthers were making so many dumb mistakes. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? I told I don't know. I texted you. I was like, yeah. I was like, check their penalty minutes.
Yeah.
29 minutes.
Yeah, that's nuts there. I mean, it's
A
like you
hockey
start
game is it's 60 minutes.
yeah, when you're getting scored on early, um, and you get a little frustration, it just turns into every nitpicky little thing you start fighting about, and it
Yep.
it it, it catches up to you. And
Oh, it caught up to them, all right. I'll tell you
yeah.
that.
Well, the checkers had the same thing Saturday, but we'll come back to that.
But yeah, and let me tell you, it was awesome. It's something, and let me ask you this because this is something that I noticed, and I asked my buddies that we went with is like, all right, so there's a person that gets a hat trick, right?
Yeah.
I was like, cool, that's a cool example, a cool experience, right? You get in a hat trick and everything, but the fans start throwing their hats.
Right.
I'm not doing that. I'm sorry, but you count me out on that one.
Right.
You know what I mean? No,
Yeah, I'm not slinging my hat out there. I assume they collect them up and you can go back to
no,
Lost and Found and pick them up or
you probably
services or
could.
something, but I'm not doing that. I mean,
There's not
if
not a
it
chance in hell.
the only thing is if I went regularly enough that I thought that was a possibility for my favorite team, I'd have a
You
hat
bring
that
an
I
extra
keep.
with you?
I would bring a throw hat that I'd keep in my bag for the off chance that I'd have a name tag in it.
Okay,
Because I would want to get it back, but it would be just like I'm not taking whatever random hat I decided to wear that day
okay,
or bought that day. If you go and buy one, I'm not just taking my hat off my head and slinging it out there. No,
okay. I can get with that. I can get down with that. I can get down with that.
yeah,
But there's just not a chance in hell that I was gonna go and throw my hat. And besides, my hat that I wore is a new era.
yeah,
5950 Carolina Hurricanes hat. Like nah, dude, I'm not doing that. That's
mm-mm.
expensive as. Although they did offer 25% off of hats after the game.
Now see that I could get into that.
I got into it. I bought a green. I don't know if I have it down here. No, I don't have it. I bought a green Whalers 47
Oh,
hitch.
nice.
It was all green. It has the whale and then the ERS on it in the back.
Oh
I was like,
man,
ooh, yeah. I was like, because I have one, but it's a blue with the W on it in the tail,
okay.
which is a great logo. But I wanted one with the whale on it, and I got it. I had to get it. You know what I mean? And
I
so
think I've seen that one. I've got the green cleanup hat with just
yeah,
the normal Whalers logo on the
there
front.
is that one available. Yes, I
Yeah,
just haven't
but
gotten that one.
But the one that has the whale and the ERS, I've seen that logo, and that looks pretty sweet too.
Exactly. So we got that. You know what I mean? And so it was pretty cool. Listen, it was an awesome experience. I didn't move from my seat the whole game because my
Yep.
back was like killing me. But
Right.
I was like, I'm not gonna miss this. You know what I mean? And at the almost at the end when they finally scored their ninth, because they scored like 2 or 3 goals like within like a minute or a minute and a half. It
Right.
was that crazy, okay? And so we were like, we were chanting, "We won 10, we won 10." I'm like, at that point, you're like, let's just try to get 10. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? We ended up with 9 goals, but it was a cool experience. This rookie goalie, he is good.
Yeah.
Bussy, I'm telling you, he was making some crazy like maneuvers, like his body, and he was like, it was wild. It was absolutely wild. It was good. I had a lot of fun. I needed that too.
Yeah, I have him on my fantasy hockey team.
Do you?
Yeah, I do. I picked him up. I don't even, let me look and see what he got. Yeah, he got me 5.5 points, which is pretty damn good in fantasy hockey. He got for that game alone, he got me 5.5 points.
Let me tell you, he earned those 5 points because he only
Yeah.
gave up 1 goal.
Yeah.
And he made it. Also, the shots on goals, like the Hurricanes doubled the Panthers.
Right.
It was wild. I've never seen anything like that. You know what I mean? Where there was like, that much disparity in the game. Because it's like you're talking about the minutes of dude. At some point, they had like I think it's like almost 4 guys in the penalty box. The Panthers did. No kidding.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? The penalty kept expiring, and then there's one guy came out, but then they got another penalty, so another guy went in. Dude, it was like insanity. For a while, we had 4-on-4.
Dang.
Or like a good amount of time in the game. Because we also got some penalty, right?
Right.
But yeah, it was insanity.
Because once the fighting starts, you're going to get guys on both sides get caught up in that too.
Yeah, and already this, like they don't like each other.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm gonna say this, Donnie. I know you're a Panthers fan. Okay. But there were some instances where the Panthers and they earned this their penalties. They started low blowing and like doing like late hits on people. I was like, come on, man. I
Yeah.
get it. Like in between the game, you start fighting. That's cool. But like afterwards, after the play is over and you're starting hitting people and all that, like don't do that. Like that's just
Right.
dirt. Stop being dirty.
Yeah.
And that's what bothers me about this team.
Yeah, and again, I'm more of a Panthers fan by extension from the Checkers than
Yeah, I get
the fact that I just picked the Florida Panthers because I like the Hurricanes too. Before the last couple of years, I didn't really follow hockey closely much.
You and me both. I really got into hockey and soccer lately.
And I should have been following the Hurricanes a lot more, I guess. Being that they're here in the Carolinas, but I never really got into it until we started going to Checkers games a couple years ago. And now I'm, all into it. So
I like it, dude. It's going to a hockey game is so much fun.
It is a ton of fun. And I was going to say, when you're talking about the penalties and stuff, one of the games we went to last year for Charlotte, got into so many. It was kind of one of those things like you're talking about. It's like the fighting kind of kept escalating from the early. I mean, you could tell they were going after each other at the start of the game, which was a carryover from the previous game. And it got to the point where at one point, I forget who it was. I think it was the Hartford Wolfpack, maybe. Hey, Gabby.
What's up, Gabby?
They had 6 guys in the box, and we had 4 guys in the box. There were 10 people literally sitting in the penalty box at the same time in this one game. It was insane. And there were players getting kicked out of the game. They were, like, you're out. Go to the shower.
There was 2 players from the Panthers that got major penalties.
Yeah.
So they got 5-minute majors. Again, watching hockey, like their hits was great. You know what I mean? Like the fighting is great. Like what is it about hockey players that they still play up until their 40s and almost 50s?
I mean, as long as you can stay in shape and limber and can skate. I mean, the thing is, this is part of it. Each line change is like a minute or 2 at a time.
Yeah, I mean, dude, they get tired like crazy.
They get out. It's like that was the thing I had to get used to about hockey when I first started going to games. Is like, wait a minute, the game just started and it's like been 45 seconds and they're already switching out. I'm like, what the heck?
Right.
But they got to keep doing that to stay fresh.
Yeah, they got to stay fresh. I mean, and then
I don't skate. I've never been on ice skates, I don't know what that does to your legs. But even these guys that are in shape, I'm sure it's not
it
much.
Taxes you. It taxes you.
And when you start getting sluggish, you're not going to chase that puck down, or you're not going to chase that guy down that's making a run at scoring or something. So I get it. So that the constant change I had to get used to, but like now I see it, and that was the strategy of the change out. I mean, a lot of times they flick the puck down the other end out of the way, and just so they can do a line change.
Exactly.
And I'm like, what are you doing? Like, come on, go. And they're like, oh, changing out. Like,
but the more you watch it, the more you start seeing that there's
You
like a
see-
strategy to this,
yeah,
or that, right? Especially when you're doing penalty kills,
yeah.
right? When you're in a penalty, like, and you're the team that has you're down one player,
Oh yeah.
and then you kick it all the way to the opposite end. It gives an opportunity for a new set of fresh players to get in
Your
and
entire
kill
goal
it.
for 2 minutes is keep that puck at the other end.
110%. And something that we were talking about, I'm sure you talked about this, and you try to keep an eye on, is the average speed for which that puck is hit,
Oh yeah,
right?
yeah.
It's wild. It's absolutely wild. They go so fast.
There were so many shots in the Checkers game on Saturday, right into the gut of the goalkeeper. It's like we
Mhm.
weren't. I mean, they had a really good goalkeeper. We were playing the Hershey Bears, which is one of the best teams in the AHL. They won the
Yeah.
championship 2 years in a row before last season. They feed, I think, to Washington, and they're a solid team every year in and year out. Their goalie, I mean, he kept taking shots right. I mean, he kept catching them in his belly and his chest. I'm like, it was like the puck was hitting a wall when it hit his chest. I'm like, that's got to hurt. I don't care what
Yeah.
kind of padding you got. These things are throwing that thing straight into your sternum,
Oh, yeah,
and
for
all
sure.
you hear is just like, boom. It's like, dang, that hurt.
Dude, it's
That hurt me sitting
insane.
up there.
Yeah. And so, right, so you see things like that, right? You see
Yeah.
all of that, and let me tell you, dude, but it was wild. It was
It's
wild.
addictive to go to hockey. We took Rhonda's aunt and uncle, our friends Joel and Crystal. My friend Joel had back surgery a few weeks ago, and he thought he was going to be okay to go, and he wasn't. He's still dealing with a lot more pain than he thought. So
Mhm.
they couldn't go. So we ended up inviting Rhonda's aunt and uncle, and it was so funny because Rhonda's like, I don't think Uncle Henry's like all that gung ho about going to the hockey game, but her
Mhm.
aunt was excited to go,
Yeah.
and they loved it. I mean, when it was over, Uncle Henry was just like, "Man, that was pretty good. I like that. Like it's addictive.
It's
You've
it's
never been go to a hockey game in person, and you'll be like, I want to come back."
Right, and now I'm watching hockey on when I'm at home or something
Yeah,
like that. Obviously, I'm a Hurricanes fan, so, like, I'm waiting for, like, for them, because, like, it's hard to get it on Hulu because they don't have the contract with Hulu, so
right.
we can't watch it, which is
Yep.
annoying as shit, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so I wanna watch it, but they don't have it here. I
Yeah.
can't watch it. Anyways, lots of fun. It was great to see that, like, I gotta check. I was actually looking for it for the NHL, the standings, because
Yeah.
it's
I had it up here a second. I was clicking at a score there or something, but yeah, Carolina is in first place with
yep,
64 points. They've got a good 7-point lead
yep.
um, in the Metropolitan, so they're doing pretty good. They lost a couple of games last week, early in the week, but they've won Friday and Saturday. So
Yeah. Let me ask you this, and you're a Panthers fan. Are you surprised that the Florida Panthers are that low in their division?
yeah,
Their
considering
conference?
they've won Stanley Cup back to back, it's like what happened?
Yeah, like, all of a sudden, they're just, like, non-existent.
Exactly. I don't know what the deal is with that. I mean, I can't put my finger on it because I didn't think they lost any significant pieces.
Yeah.
If it's
I
just maybe the guys they have are aging a little bit and they haven't backfilled them or something. I
Mhm.
don't know, because this is the thing that got me too, is because the Checkers feed to the Panthers, a lot of the guys that we saw last year
Are up
who,
now.
well, no, they're not. They're gone. That's what surprised me, because the Checkers played for the championship in the AHL last year. They had a
In
great
the
team, and in the offseason, the Panthers traded 2 or 3 of those really good
Really?
players. Yeah, they did not bring them up. They traded them because they stuck with the guys they already had up, and they traded them for guys that were already NHL guys, and
It
so
hasn't worked out.
it hasn't worked out. And so not only are the Panthers not doing as good as they did last year, the Checkers aren't either. It's like the whole organization sort of like moved on from some guys. I mean, the Checkers only have like 1, 2, they only have like 3, I'll call veteran guys.
And then the
Um,
rest are just
and they have some guys that came in early, or excuse me, that are young guys that came in late in the season last year.
Mhm.
that are they're going to be really good, but this is like their second season in the AHL.
I gotcha.
But they've got a
Really
couple of veteran guys that are on the back end of their career. But yeah, that most of the guys that they had didn't go up. I think they had one guy from last year's team that's actually playing for the Panthers right now.
really quick out here on because we are also live on Instagram on my personal channel. Phil, my first NHL game was before they put nets up by the goal. We dodged several high hit pucks. Woo, baby!
Oh man, I
That's
couldn't imagine that.
exactly.
Yeah,
Um,
that's crazy because you hear that stuff hit the glass, and it's like, dang, that would hurt bad.
yeah. I wanted to do a quick shift into something that I was watching it yesterday, and I totally forgot to tell you about this. That I wanted to talk about is the Coastal Plains League. Right,
Yes.
I love me some Coastal Plains League. That's
Yep.
the league that's here. The Holly Springs Salamanders are here, and so I am a fan of this league, right?
Yep.
And so I don't know. You remember the the Coastal Plains League? They purchased the Zebulon Field, the ballpark.
I think I know where you're going with this because I saw the video they put out
Did you see
yesterday.
the video?
But go ahead, keep going. I saw that, so I know where you're going with this.
Let me tell you about this. I got excited because there's some of the things that we've been talking about, we've been fighting with the Mudcats that they needed to do, they're doing right now.
Yeah.
So they went in and they cleaned house. They haven't even started a single game, and you know what they're doing already? They're
What?
the stands are getting a facelift. The where the food is being sold and all that. Guess what? A
Big,
facelift.
big facelift. Okay.
Okay.
It's not gonna look like the mid '90s anymore.
It's not gonna look like the mid-90s. And listen, I have no problems with the mid-90s. I grew up in the
No,
90s.
yeah, I mean it has some nostalgia to it, but
Right.
at some
But if you're
point you got to clean it
yeah,
up a little.
exactly. So if you're gonna keep that 90s vibe, at least clean it up,
Yeah,
right? And
yeah,
the Mudcats never did that.
yeah.
They went into where all of the offices are, and guess what they did? Clean
Good.
house. They
Wow.
gutted it. And I'm like, "Okay, I'm feeling the love here, right?
Yep.
I'm feeling this." Zebulon, the team has a couple of names already set up, ready to go, right? They have like 5 names that they have.
Yep.
It's from what I understand. And so I'm pretty excited because like they have one. I got to go over these names. The Zebulon Bush Rangers. Okay.
Okay.
Bush Rangers were a daring outback band that's known for their grit, independence, and larger than life legend. The Zebulon Croc Hunters.
Okay.
Okay. Croc Hunters plays homage to Australia's fearless wildlife adventure, most famously the late Steve Irwin, evoking courage, quick reflexes, and a bold competitive spirit. All right, that's number
Yep.
2. Zebulon Devil Dogs.
Ooh. Okay.
Devil Dogs connects the fierce temperament of Tasmania's native devils with the local legacy of Devil Dogs dungarees. Interesting. Reflecting Zebulon's textile history and a personality built on toughness and character. I'm not a fan of this one coming up. The Zebulon Iron Horses.
Nah.
Iron Horses are on Zebulon's deep railroad heritage. Raleigh and then Pamlico Sound Railroad, whose early 1900s expansion helped create their town. Inspired the nickname, a classic term for powerful train engines. Iron horses symbolizes strength, momentum, and unrelenting drive. This is
That's exciting. I'm a little. I mean, I'm surprised they're going so heavy on the Australian theme. I get it because of where all the players are coming from.
right. I was just gonna say that's why. Like we are going, but here's my
But if
favorite one.
a few years from now, if that pipeline changes, it's going to feel weird.
Right, but then you do a rebrand, right? I mean,
Yeah.
we talk about this like every couple of years. There's always a refresh or something like that. So I can understand that.
I don't necessarily like the Bush Rangers. That
How, how about this one? There's one more left.
Oh, okay.
The Zebulon Thunderoos. The Thunderoos merges iconic kangaroo with the power of Southern Storm, suggesting explosive energy, thunderous hits, and a lively electric atmosphere at the stadium.
I mean, my first thing is that takes me back to my 80s cartoons. 80 Saturday morning in the 80s, Thunderoos. I could see that as a cartoon coming on or something like that. Yeah, maybe. I don't know. I like the crocodile one, and I like
The
the
Croc
devil dog ones.
Croc
Devil dogs,
Hunters
yeah.
and the Devil Dogs.
Yeah.
Listen, we don't know what's gonna happen, obviously. All I know is that I'm excited for this. I will be there. I'm
Well, see,
actually finally excited for this.
and I thought they were just getting some players from Australia, but their
No, it's
video made it
all their
sound like
players.
every one of their players is gonna be from Australia.
Yep, they're bringing
It's
the
like they're just
whole
bringing
all
them
their
all
players.
over from summer.
Yep, which is kinda cool, right? Because obviously this is collegiate woodbat. It's like they're only gonna be here for, like, this the summer, and then they go right back home after that, which
Right.
I can understand, and I can see that. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, and a lot of that could help the Australian league too because
Australian Baseball League, yeah.
because the ABL is
Oof,
kinda
it's
struggling
suffering
right
right
now.
now,
They're
yeah.
down to 4 teams and having a tough time with players. So yeah, maybe it's a good possibility of a two-way thing there to help that get back on track.
Yeah, right now, they don't have a website right now, but they are very active on TikTok, on Instagram, is where I follow them, and so I'm very excited to see how this is gonna turn out, to be honest with you.
It's very cool.
So, I wanted to bring that up because I figured you would have looked at it, you know,
Yep,
and so it's like, "You know what? That's cool," right? I think we should go to a game,
absolutely. We gotta
right?
find a way to go to a game. We'll
Mm,
Once they get a schedule out, we definitely need to go up there for a game.
I think it'll be
I'm
cool.
hoping I don't know if I doubt the Blowfish would play them
This
'cause
the
they might be in a different division and they don't do a lot of cross division, but we'll have to see. Either way, whether it's Blowfish or not, um, they certainly be playing against Holly Springs, I would think, up there, so
Oh, yeah, for sure. But they
be
also
interesting to see.
have the Flamingos, right? Those are another team that
Yep,
we follow. So, they got the Macon Bacon, the Tri-City, Chili Peppers. So they got some teams that we know about, right?
yeah,
They got
yeah,
here the Wilson Tops. Obviously, the Wilson Tops are taking a year off to become later on, they're gonna become the Smithfield, Tops.
yep.
And I told you about this. I was in that area, a couple of weeks ago, and so, Pat, Phil, I wear my underoos to the Thunderoos.
See, Phil's got the same thought I do. It's like it makes that, evokes that Saturday morning cartoon feel to that name.
I'm okay with that.
I'm okay with it. I'm not saying that's a bad thing. That's just what it takes me
Uh,
to when I hear that.
alright, so your top
It's
3 is
it's like Justice League followed by the Thunderoos.
uh, true, exactly. I think you and me agree on the top 3 names:
Yeah.
Devil Dogs, the Croc Hunters, and I'm gonna put the Thunderoos
I'd
here.
say Thunderoos definitely would be 3rd.
I think we gotta talk about this with the guys, on Tuesday about
Absolutely.
this because this is something that's pretty cool. I'm definitely keeping an eye out on this. I think I'm gonna be making a video about this to put it on my Instagram because I'm very, very excited for this. Very
Absolutely.
excited.
Yeah, I mean, it's getting close. We're right in that window where football is just finishing up and baseball's heating up. And we both are we came to all of this because of baseball, so
We got together because of baseball and everything,
yeah.
obviously, and
So
I'm playing baseball now. The whole nostalgia of playing baseball. I'm playing Sandlot baseball. We got all this stuff ready to go, and it's exciting, man. It's
yeah,
like
and
no other sport does that for me.
absolutely. Same for me. Baseball is my first love and just it gets me crazy when people start talking about negatively about baseball. It's like, how can you not love the game of baseball?
Exactly. I mean, obviously, there's some crazy things going on with Major League Baseball right now with, like,
Yeah.
with the Dodgers and what they're doing and all of that. Although it is on pause. Did you see that?
Oh, no,
The
About
signing?
oh, really?
Mhm.
Okay. I
There's
had
so
not seen that.
it's on pause because, and get this, they're looking at their medicals, his medicals.
Mm.
Mhm.
That would be something crazy after all of this.
But can I give you my take on this?
Sure.
I got a crazy take, and I know this is way out there, okay? So bear with me here, okay? And guys, this involves all of baseball everywhere. Like, I know that a lot of people love to watch their Atlanta Braves here, or they're especially closer to you guys, Donnie, because
Yep.
you're in South Carolina, but in North Carolina, probably you got the Washington Nationals that you got to keep an eye on and everything. My take on this is on this whole the Dodgers building what they're doing, right? They're getting everybody, they're signing all these big names. I say let them.
Yeah.
I say let them. And the reason for that is this is going to create a backlash on the team and a backlash on the league to finally come to the point and say, okay, we need a salary cap.
Yeah.
It's going to force the players to say, okay, uncle.
Right. Because you only have, it's like in the world, you got the top 1%, and then you got everybody else. And if you're those other guys on the bench, or you're the guy that's making $2 million a year, and you're on a team that has no chance before spring training starts, what are you doing?
Yeah.
And
just
I'll say this.
Let me go somewhere else so I can have at least a chance to play. I can at least play with the Rockies.
This may be the first time in my lifetime that I can think of the fans will be on the side of the owners on this one.
Yeah.
I mean, that's never the case. It's always like, oh, the players.
Let's go with the players.
Yeah, these owners, I can't believe the owners are locking them out. They're ruining baseball. Yeah, I think they're going to think differently a little bit on this one.
I'm okay with having a salary cap.
Absolutely.
110%.
A cap and a
bottom. Yep. 110%. It's getting out of hand.
Yeah. If there's no competitive balance, it is boring. It's horrible.
This is why, guys, baseball has fallen to the fourth favorite sport in the United States. The fourth favorite sport.
Yeah.
Obviously, football, basketball, soccer, and now baseball.
Yeah. And I think this is the problem that's going to happen, though, is the union's going to dictate what they want all the players to do. What's going to happen, or what needs to happen, is outside of this handful of players that are getting the hundreds and $1 billion or whatever a year or for a contract, the other players need to be like, no, I'm not voting with the union. I'm voting against this. Like, you can't tell the players to vote unified for something that's going to hurt 90+% of the players.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just crazy. And at some point the players have got to just be like, nah, we're not okay with this. We need some balance here. We need, because again, if I'm one of these guys that has a 3-year contract for say $14 million, I'm making money. I'm making good money.
Correct.
But I'm not one of these handful of guys that that are making the hundreds of millions. I mean, when you start deferring hundreds of millions of dollars, you're making too much.
And listen, don't get me wrong. I get it. They're being very smart about the way that they spend their money, right? They're being extremely smart. Like, they're deferring money and all that, especially Otani, Otani was the one who said, no, let's go ahead and defer so we can get more players. Very smart. He knew exactly what he was doing.
I thought at the time other players need to do this, and several of y'all were like, no, I want my money now. I'm like, no. If top players want their teams to be competitive until it changes, this is the only way it's going to happen.
I didn't say it, though, because I kind of thought it was.
No, I didn't say you. I'm just saying there were people that were saying, no.
Yeah. And there's some players that are going to say, nah, dude, I'm good. I need my money. I get it. No, I understand. I completely understand if you're a player and you want your money now. But I also understand it's like you're deferring it. It's like, listen, let's say I get injured. I mean, this is a fully guaranteed contract. Let's say I get injured. I'm done playing. I'm still going to be getting a massive paycheck.
Exactly. And the thing is, the reason you sign these contracts is for generational wealth. Right. Well, it's still going to be sitting there, whether you can't, between now and the time that you end your career, you can't spend that money. So why do you have to have it now?
Exactly. And
I get there's all this like, well, it's going to earn interest. It's hundreds of millions of dollars. You will never in your lifetime spend all that money. So what the hell are you worried about?
Exactly.
It's going to be sitting there when you're not playing, and you'll be like, damn, they still owe me $500 million. Like, come on. Really? I mean, it's ridiculous.
I mean, like, what are we doing, guys? What are we doing?
Exactly.
So that's just why I say, let the Dodgers go ahead. Go ahead. keep getting all these players. At some point, right? Major League Baseball is going to come back and say, "You see what I'm trying to tell you guys?
Yeah.
We're losing viewership. We're losing fans. Why? Because you guys want all this money and you all these, you know what I mean? And then now we have the haves and the have-nots.
Yeah.
And listen, you're a Yankees fan, so you're good, right?
Right.
For now,
For now.
exactly, because you don't know what the Steinbrenners are going to do.
Well, except for the fact that we're not getting these guys that are going to the Dodgers that I'd love to be getting because we can't pay or we're not willing to pay.
Willing to pay.
We're not willing to pay what the Dodgers are willing to pay.
The Dodgers, the Mets, right? Bo Bichette just got paid,
yeah,
right? And so I get that, right? I'm a Cleveland Guardians fan, and so I automatically know that my owner, being the cheap ass that he is, we're not going to be able to compete the way that, with that. And listen, I get, I was like, oh, yeah, but you have the Tampa Bay Rays that they've done it for so long. Yeah, dude. Have they won a World Series?
Right. Right.
Because I haven't seen a World Series from them.
Yeah.
Has Cleveland won the World Series? They haven't been to the World Series in 2016. And that's when I was living back in Cleveland.
Right. And think of how different baseball is now just from 2016. 10 years ago. It's a whole other world now.
Exactly. And don't get me started with all this. You know what I'm saying? Like, guys, baseball needs I'm on the side of there needs to be change in baseball. There needs to be change.
Yeah. I mean, you start looking at the season before the spring training even starts, and you can just go ahead and scratch off half the teams. Like, you guys are just playing so that the guys at the top have somebody to play against. That's all it is. I mean, you can go ahead and pencil in 50 wins for this team, 60 wins for this team, because it's just, I mean, they just don't have the roster. They're not spending the money, and they're going to be uncompetitive. And sure, the 25 guys playing for that team are making some good money. They're playing baseball, but you're not playing for playoffs or anything. You're like, okay, well, when my season starts, I know when my season ends.
The Colorado Rockies.
Exactly.
I can't say the Cleveland Guardians right now, right? Because, like, I mean, they've had so much
There's
success.
some middle of the road teams. You're not sure which way they're going to go, but certainly Cleveland. I mean, Colorado, like you said.
The Pittsburgh Pirates.
The Pirates. The White Sox may be getting better. They've actually made some pretty good moves, but
they have made some good moves, yeah.
And year in and year out, a couple of the teams that you think are going to be at the bottom move up. But I mean, what are the Diamondbacks doing? I mean, they were in the World Series a few years ago, and they've fallen way back off again. But the Orioles, who we thought were going to be great last year, were not. But they've made some moves. So some teams are trying to make some moves. Kansas City, I mean, Eric's team. They're kind of middle of the road. They haven't really done anything. They don't have the money to spend. They're trying to get a new stadium. It's like just turmoil in some of these organizations. The A's, like, what are they doing? They were more competitive last year than we thought they were going to be, but hell, they're still playing in a AAA stadium. They can't get their name licensed.
Good.
All kinds of crazy mess going on. They're building that stadium though. They're building that nice stadium. So
I'm happy for what's going on with them. I am very happy.
Oh yeah. I mean, they deserve the fans in Oakland deserve better than what they've gotten, and that owner deserves to not own a team. I mean,
yep.
I wish that Major League Baseball would just be like, sorry, we're stripping you of ownership. I mean, it should come down to that.
100%. 100%. Which again, let's not get this twisted, right? Like, I mean, they're still going to be able to, the Oakland A's are gonna be fine. They're gonna be fine.
Sure.
He's gonna sell.
Oh yeah, he's gonna get the stadium built. He's gonna get the team moved in, and then he's gonna be like, okay, who wants it? Somebody come in, and it's worth more now with what shitstorm he's dealt with for years,
correct,
than it was. So,
yeah.
And what I find funny is now the city of Oakland is talking about building a new soccer stadium down in one of the locations they were going to build the baseball stadium. It's like, well, why the hell did y'all not work this shit out before?
That's what I'm saying, dude.
Like, that drives me insane.
Wall.
That's the equivalent of we're going to let this team move, and then we're going to put a new expansion team right where this team was at. Like, no. I don't sign
Why?
up for that. Yeah.
What's the point?
Exactly. I'd rather not have a team anymore than have a new team that starts all over, that's something else. It makes no sense.
Oh my God. You know what I'm saying?
This is funny too. So there's a guy, I don't know if you've seen Tim Hadley, the guy that goes and sits out and you have to come find him and you get a free watch. He has a watch company.
Yeah, I know who you're talking about.
Okay, so I was sitting in the Checkers game Saturday and I hear the guy behind me talking about him. He got a free watch from him when he was in Charlotte a few weeks ago or sometime within the last month. I was like, so I struck up a conversation with him. And I follow him because he's not coming to Columbia, South Carolina, but I was hoping one day if he came to Charlotte, it would be a day where I had nothing going on and I could just go park somewhere downtown and try to find him. Last night I'm just sitting there kind of on my phone and I see this live thing pop up and he's live and he's down in Fort Lauderdale or something. And it was right at the end. He's waiting because he gives people 20 minutes to find him to get a free watch. And he's probably within the last couple of minutes. And he's live. He's like talking about football games. And he's talking about he's like, oh yeah, okay, Patriots just won. Who did they beat? And he's talking to somebody off camera and they're like, the Houston Texans. He goes, I thought they were the Oilers. When did they change their name? Because he's a British guy, so he has no idea.
No idea.
And I'm like, how funny is that he still thinks of the Oilers when you think of Houston, as long as Houston has been the Texans now.
Yeah. Well, and then
I think the guy offhand said, yeah, the Houston Oilers moved to Tennessee and became the Titans. He goes, the Titans? Okay, well, whatever. It's hilarious.
That's funny. Yeah, I mean, they changed, right?
Yeah.
And then Tennessee took the whole history with them.
Exactly. And that drives me nuts.
Here's what I say. If you're going to leave the town, like the Baltimore Ravens and the Titans did and the Indianapolis Colts, where they were the Baltimore Colts, you have to, you take the team and everything, but you got to rebrand.
Yeah.
And you have to leave the history in that city.
Yeah.
That history and all of that belongs to that city.
Right. Because each of those teams cities got new teams. So basically, if you're the Ravens, you're an expansion team. You're a new team. You're not the Browns anymore. You're a new team. Because it's not like Baltimore came in and got the Colts history. They took the Cleveland history or tried to take the Cleveland history.
Everything.
Everything.
The Baltimore Browns.
Yeah, and Indianapolis, you don't have a history. Your history starts with Indianapolis. It doesn't go back to Baltimore. I mean, that's how it is. Absolutely should be.
Absolutely. So, all right. So those are the things that I wanted to talk about, and I know you wanted to talk about some things. So, what is on your mind, my friend?
Well, one of the things that's on my mind is this transfer portal mess.
Yeah.
Specifically because of my Clemson Tigers.
Absolutely.
We end up getting the ACC Defensive Player of the Year, freshman kid, linebacker out of Cal, who transfers to Clemson. So he's, in my mind, he's moving up in the ACC because Cal's not one of the top teams in the ACC. They shouldn't even be in the ACC.
Is Cal? I thought Cal was a part of Big Ten.
No, Cal's in the ACC.
Okay. Gotcha.
And so he's transferring to Clemson. He enters the portal. He signs with Clemson in December, early January. Yeah, right around early January, I guess it was. Enrolls in classes. He's on the Clemson football website. He's on the university website as a student. He's got a student email address. He goes to classes for a week. They started back classes week before last week. He goes 5 days in classes. And then on the 16th, last day of the portal, decides to transfer out.
Do we know why?
Nope. And as of yesterday, he has not released a statement. Clemson has not released a statement. He hasn't even, the speculation was that he was going to go to Ole Miss. There's no talk about Ole Miss yet, but that's been the speculation. It's like, if you left Cal, came to Clemson, you're in classes at Clemson, how do you decide to go to Ole Miss? Did they give you an offer? Is that tampering because you're now with Clemson? What happens with your quote unquote contract with Clemson? I mean, we saw this with Washington. Washington is like, sorry, bud, you signed a contract. You're not going anywhere.
Yeah.
Does Clemson play hardball? And do you want him at that point, or do you force him to stay and not play him, or whatever? I mean, I don't know where this is going to go, but this as a transfer portal problem, I said this a couple years ago. At some point, the transfer portal is going to implode. And by implode, this is the kind of stuff I really meant. Like, it can't sustain like it is. It's going to collapse on itself at some point in some way.
I agree. I don't disagree with you as far as the transfer portal is getting out of hand.
This is and again, there are no rules in place. So what I'm getting ready to suggest isn't a rule. It should be a rule. Maybe it would become a rule. But if he wants to transfer back out of Clemson and go to another school after he's enrolled in classes, because the whole point of the window being when it was and when it is was because, well, you got to get these guys in the transfer portal so they can start classes at their new school when classes start for the next semester. That was part of the reason the timing of the portal was what it was.
Right.
If you start class, if you sign with the team, you have a contract, that's one. So there has to be if you decide like he is to suddenly go somewhere else, two things got to happen. You got to be bought out by the school you're going to, and you got to sit out a year. You can't sit here and come to a school, enroll in classes, and then decide a week later, no, I'm going to go somewhere else and go there and play. You should be like, okay, well, you can transfer to Ole Miss, but you can't play next season.
Mm-hmm.
Because that will stop this from happening right there if that's a rule.
Yeah, I don't disagree with that. I think that, like, there has to be a limit on how many times you can transfer also.
Yeah. Because the other thing that's probably going to, or I don't know if it will, but this is how I see this potentially playing out is Clemson plays hardball. And they're like, well, we're not letting you out of contract. He stays with Clemson.
You got a contract.
You got a contract. He stays with Clemson. He plays. He does fine. He enters the transfer portal next year, and he's out anyway.
And then he leaves no matter what.
Yep, exactly.
Yeah, I don't. That's exactly. No, I get that. I get that part. It's gotten out of hand, and I don't disagree with you. I don't. You know what I mean? Like, but the people who created this problem is the NCAA.
Yeah,
you guys created this problem,
and
now we have to live with this, right?
Exactly.
There has to be one. I agree. It's like once you transfer, once you decided that you know what, I'm gonna go from Cal to Clemson. This is where I'm at for the year, no matter what. I've made that decision. That is final.
Yep.
It's the same thing with coaches, by the way, and it annoys me to no end. Like, for example, what's his name from Ole Miss who went to LSU? Head coach.
Lane Kiffin, yeah.
Lane Kiffin. All right. So here's the thing. Lane Kiffin is also it's getting some annoying things done, right? Because he's getting paid still. Like their bonuses, we know when he was when Ole Miss was still winning in the playoffs. Like once you forfeit it, the fact that you're no longer the head coach of the Ole Miss University, you don't get any more money.
Right.
You forfeited that.
Yeah.
So the fact that you're still getting bonuses, it's annoying as all shit.
Oh yeah. I mean, the fact that LSU even agreed to that is stupid.
Yeah.
I mean, they're like, oh, okay, well, we want you to come now, and we'll go ahead and pay you those bonuses if you come on over now. And and everybody was like applauding him to some extent for leaving his staff or letting his staff stay there and trying to finish getting the job done.
Mm-hmm.
Well, their job was twofold in appearances. Yep. Not only were they helping Ole Miss try to win a championship anyway, they were recruiting those players to come to LSU.
Yeah. See, that's my issue right there. Like 100% my problem. Yeah. Like it's a coach problem and it's a player problem. Also, if you have a contract and you take that money from that said school, guess what? And you're looking to say, hey, I'm going to transfer. Guess what happens with that money? Yeah. You forfeited that.
Yeah.
And then I'm okay with every single one of the colleges going after you for their money back. I'm okay with this.
Absolutely.
Because now you're trying to take the money.
Yeah.
I'm okay with players making money. I am don't get this twisted. I am okay with every player making that money.
Yeah. Yeah, but I mean, just like the kid in Washington. If I'm Washington, I'd be like, I don't want you back. If you want to leave, you don't want to be here. I don't want you back, but you're going to pay us $4 million.
Yeah.
Either your new school is going to
Somebody is.
Yeah. But somebody's paying us $4 million on your behalf, or you are, one of the two.
Absolutely. And so,
Yep.
I'm okay with that.
Yep.
So, come on, man. This is the problem. Then you're going to have these players that are going to make it worse. You have a couple of bad apples. They're going to make it worse for the rest of the other players. And it's going to come to an end. Also, they're getting agents and all that. Agents are not for you. I'm just saying it right now.
No. Two things. Everybody's given Dabo shit for years. Like, you got to change with the times, man. You got to get to the portal. You got to start using portal players. And then he embraces the portal this year, and this is what happens. Like, if I'm Dabo, I'm like, look, exactly. You're proving my point for me, portal.
I get what Dabo's doing.
It's absolutely proving his point at how chaotic it is, and it's not his fault. It's not anybody's fault. I agree he needed to adjust a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
I totally agree. But I also supported and got his position as to why do I need to use portal players if they're not better than what I already have. And people are like, but they've got to be better. Well, no, they don't. Because, again, the second part of what I was going to say is, like you and I talked about before the show, there's 10,000 players out there, and not all 10,000 players are being accepted with welcoming arms to another program. A lot of them left on their own for opportunity that has not come. And granted, there are also, and this is the thing people forget, there are people in the portal that didn't want to be in the portal. They were told by their team they didn't have a position. They weren't going to play anymore.
Mm-hmm.
You can stay here, but you're going to be a backup. You're probably not going to see the field. They were kind of forced into the portal. Just because players go into the portal doesn't mean that you're good. You're in there for a reason, and one is you're an attitude, you're not good, you're not a fit, or whatever. The handful of players that are in the portal because they are really good and somebody wants to offer them a lot of money to improve their team is very few. Like we talked about with the Dodgers and the baseball. There's only so many people making those hundreds of $1 million contracts, and then all the rest of the guys are making just a mere pittance of millions. And that's what's happening with the players in the portal. It's like, okay, just because there's a bunch of guys in the portal doesn't mean they're better than what we already have.
No, I don't disagree. I mean,
but you have to use it wisely. And I think Clemson has done really good reloading our defense with the guys that we have gotten. We haven't brought in a lot of offensive guys. Still wish we could get a quarterback, but there's still some quarterbacks out there that haven't signed with anybody. There's been a couple of big name guys. And again, just because you're a big name guy doesn't mean anything. Look at how many we've talked about recently that went to big schools. The one kid that ends up at Incarnate Word that we talked about the other night. I mean, I say ends up, but he started out at LSU in Auburn and was a top recruit. And then he kind of went down into, down to Division I. I mean, to Division II, Division III, FCS. I mean, just because you're there and you're a top recruit doesn't mean you're going to be a good player too. So,
no, it's gonna change. It has to change. We're at the point where we're at a crossroads, right? When it comes to sports, collegiate sports, and some of these players have made it worse for the ones that you said, hey, we no longer have a spot for you. You're going to be a backup, and you're like, in my mind, someone's telling me this. I'm like, listen, I'm trying to make it to the league,
right?
You know what I mean? I need to get tape on me so that way they can see me and, so I can get invited. Obviously you got there's other leagues now that are alive that are coming up. You got the UFL, you got the European League, right? I think there's some league in South Carolina now, the PALF or something like that, some crazy name.
Yeah.
Right. They're just about to get started. So they want to get tape on themselves, and they want a Canadian Football League, right?
Right.
But then
I'm glad that.
Go ahead.
I'm sorry. I'm glad that Clemson had a couple of wide receivers that were entering the portal that decided, well, you know what, my best place is to stay here. And they, the teams re-signing players. It's weird to say they re-signed, but it is what it is. It's the world we live in. It's like, yeah, you got to retain them too. And I'm glad these guys that were top receivers for us either weren't offered a lot to go somewhere else, or Clemson offered them the best deal to stay, and they stayed with Clemson. I mean, you're starting to see some of that in some of these schools, and the way the portal's going this year, I guarantee you're going to see more of it in the next few years. Players will be like, "Yeah, I'm going to see what's out there, but if there's nothing, I'm gonna resign."
I get.
But you better resign quick too, because your spot could be
you
gone.
better do it. You better make sure, right? You better make sure. And there's nothing wrong with testing the waters. Go ahead, that's fine.
Yeah.
Do it. I
Yeah.
mean, that's what it's there for. But my issue is with some of these players, like some of these players that are just like, I got money from here, I'm gonna go get money from there, then I'm gonna transfer again and get money from there. You're making it worse for the rest of those players.
There's different levels of loyalty, and we've talked about loyalty before. There's no loyalty anymore. There's never been loyalty with coaches for the most part, and you shouldn't expect loyalty from players. But
and
when
the
you've
players got
been
tired of that,
right, but if you're a player at a team, and you've been at that team a couple of years and you've been developing, there has to be at least a little level of loyalty, or at least a level of respect for that program,
mutual
rather than just, well, I don't care about that team anymore. I'm going over here because they give me more money. It's like, well, that team's the reason you're able to get more money somewhere else.
Exactly.
So,
well, and then we also had the situation in which, like, all right, you got Signetti at Indiana University, right? JMU, right? When he transferred to Indiana, and then how many players did he take with him?
Right, most of his team.
Exactly. And I get it. Like, listen, you got JMU in Indiana. I get the level of Division I. I get it. Don't get me wrong. I understand. Granted, JMU bounced back real good.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, they're still a really good, powerful team. But the reason Indiana's is who they are is because of those players are from JMU, because the transfer portal worked.
Well, and he got Mendoza from Cal. I mean, Mendoza hasn't been at Indiana long. He came over from Cal, won a Heisman Trophy. He's going to be the number 1 draft pick. So his story is the example that a lot of players want to use for the portal. But that line of him doing what he did through the portal is like saying, "Oh, well, what Ohtani did is what I want to do as a baseball player." It's not going to happen to very many people. You're not going to see a lot of guys that transfer, play 1 year, win a Heisman, and become the number 1 draft pick. So, yeah, it's just one of those things where, Ed lost his sound. Oh man, we're so close to the end of the show, and he at the end. But yeah. So to finish my thought till Ed comes back, these guys in the portal have got to learn that, and this is the problem with tampering. You got to find a way to find out if you're going to get an offer or get some money, but at the same time, that's a tampering issue with the team that's trying to bring you in. And I don't know how you go about doing it, because you've got a lot of guys that are getting advice from agents or people that are representing them. And you're finding out now that a lot of those guys are either being sold a bill of goods that's not true, or you've got a guy that's just, trying to get his cut of what you're going to make and telling you, "Oh yeah, there's all these schools that want to bring you in," and then you're finding out they don't. And then you don't have a place to go to, and then you end up having to go to a lower level school, and you're not even going to make what you could have made if you just stayed where you were staying. So who knows where this transfer portal is going to go, but we'll have to see. I mean, it's a crazy world out there in college football. It's turning into basically the G League of NFL to some extent. Loyalty to schools doesn't exist. As a fan, had this conversation with a roommate of mine from college, and we've always been Clemson fans, and it's hard rooting for the team now because you don't know what team you're rooting for. It's like the players don't have the same loyalty to the program that you had. It's like you were in it with the players, supporting each other, supporting the school, and there's none of that anymore. It's like, what am I rooting for? It's like rooting for an NFL team. I mean, I'm only so loyal to an NFL team because of the money they make and the players changing all the time.
Yeah,
so, there he is.
I was totally fine, and all of a sudden, boom, boom, boom.
I was telling everybody, it either happens to you right at the beginning or right at the end. I
Right
mean, we
at
were
the
so
end.
close, like 3 minutes to go or so, and
Hasn't happened in a couple of weeks, and I
it
was doing
hasn't.
good, and
Yep.
also, and boom. I don't know what happened, man. I'm sorry. I
That's
apologize to
okay.
everybody.
I just kept going on the portal a little bit and just talking about how, as a
Yeah.
fan of Clemson, it's getting harder to root for my school because it's like I can root for the school, but I don't know what the school's giving me to root for anymore.
That's the problem, right?
Yeah.
That's the problem. It's like you don't know what they're gonna have now. What you don't know, like, and listen, I give Dabo a lot of shit. You know what I mean? Partly also mostly because it's funny, just to mess with
I
you.
know y'all do it to rib me. I get it.
Yeah. But he does need to. He needed to make some changes as far as like what's going on. Like his refusal to take transfer players and things like that. I think it was a detriment to the program.
I mean, it's definitely impacted Clemson the last few years with the
Mhm.
decline we've had,
Right.
sticking with just what you've had and not filling some of those voids.
Correct.
But a lot of his problem was his coaching
Oh,
decisions,
don't get
or
me wrong. Yeah,
who
don't
he
get me
brought
started on
in for
that.
coaching.
Yeah.
I'm glad that Garrett's gone. I think that was a bad hire from the start. I didn't like it from the start, but you know, then he ride it out for 4 years. It's like, ugh.
Yeah.
But embracing there's a difference in embracing the portal and utilizing the portal. But I mean, you look at Saban got out. Saban's like, peace out. I'm done. I'm not
Smart.
dealing with this mess. And a lot of other coaches have done that. I mean, not to say Dabo is Saban, but Dabo's on that same line of thought with Saban. It's like he's earned the equity to fight back about this thing and be like, because you got guys like Lane Kiffin and some of these other coaches. Shut up. You ain't got nothing to say about this because you're part of the problem too.
Correct.
Dabo has got the leverage to say what he can say about this has got to stop.
Mhm.
This is ridiculous. I mean, he can take a stance because he's taken a stand to begin with on the portal. And they're like, oh, well, you got to embrace it. Well, okay. So he's starting to embrace it too, but he can still poor mouth it. And that needs to happen.
Yeah. I'll say this, and then because we got to end here.
Yeah.
Saban got out, but Saban's also guilty of this. It's like because when Saban was there, he was like, "Yeah, no, if you want to make it to the NFL, you're gonna sit here and you're gonna be a backup.
Right.
Right? You're gonna be a backup for how many years? And you weren't guaranteed that you were gonna have a spot after that,
No.
right? And so, like Saban, like when Saban talks sometimes, say these things, it's like, I'm sorry, dude, but no, I lost. You lost me already.
Well,
You
think
know what I'm
about it. He
saying?
had Jalen Hurts and Tua at the same time.
Mhm.
So, and he replaced Tua with Jalen. So,
Correct.
I mean, he, he had depth. That's what used to be the thing is you built depth. They don't build
Mhm.
depth now. It's free agency every year.
Correct. So, all right. Well, the people say, I was like, hey, what you guys are talking about when it comes to sports and for Carolina specific. Look, we're already over an hour talk.
Uh-huh.
So, guys, thank you for joining us. We will be back again on Monday at 6 a.m. Eastern Time. Join us as we discuss anything and everything that has to do with North and South Carolina. We will also delve into some of the other sports around the United States, just because I think it also impacts our sport here in the Carolinas.
Yep.
We will be keeping an eye out for the new team in Zebulon. I think that's going to be my breakfast take for to go.
Yep.
I'm very excited about the Coastal Plain League going into Zebulon, and I'm happy that we were able to get a team there. And I was calling for this for a while now. I remember this.
Yeah.
So,
absolutely.
what's your take, my friend?
Same thing. We've got, we're kind of in that little weird period between football, baseball starting, basketball. We don't really follow basketball a whole lot,
Mhm.
but we'll find things in the Carolinas to talk about or things that are connected to things in the Carolinas. We'll come back on this transfer portal thing a little bit. Maybe next week we'll have more information as to what's happening with it.
Mhm.
we'll probably dive in as we get closer to March Madness. We'll obviously probably talk more college basketball. I mean, Clemson is on a good run. I was going to bring that up, and I don't want to get into it too much here, but Clemson's 6-0 in the ACC. They've only had 3 losses, 2 of them to top 15 teams, and yet they're still barely even in the top 25, whereas North Carolina has lost to some sorry teams and is still in the top 15. And I'm like, what's going on with that?
I feel the hate. I feel the hate.
So
I feel the hate.
I hate the bias of the blue bloods, even when they're bad. It's so crazy. Come on, give somebody their due when they're on a roll and mowing through some stuff. So
okay, all right. Well, you guys hear from here, my friends. So, guys, thank you so much. Make sure you hit the subscribe button. Share this with someone else. Says, hey, listen, you guys should take a look at these two guys. They're talking about Carolina sports every Monday morning. So that way we can get more viewers. We will see you guys next week. All right, guys. Have a good day.
Bye.
Take on the world.